Do you easily forget the thing that you're supposed to be working on? Maybe it's something that's really, really big and it feels really out of reach and you're like, oh, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing day to day. Or you sit down to work on the thing and you're like, oh, I don't know the next step that I'm supposed to take. If this is you, don't worry. I have spent probably 25 years of my life overthinking things and underdoing things because I did not have the thoughts and beliefs about myself to drive the actions to take to get the results that I wanted. I never, everything just really felt out of reach for other people, but not for me. And I gotta tell you, it's a really shitty way to live life. It's a really shitty way I spent probably 25 years of my life feeling like, oh, I can't do that. It's too hard for me. I just can't do it. And so it was probably around the time that I was like 30, 31 that I was like, you got to figure this out. Like, this is not how the rest of your life is going to go. So around this time, I was making a lot of changes. It's when I left teaching. I left being a teacher. I started running. I ran my first marathon and I got a job at a tech startup in downtown Chicago. And when I got this job, I had no experience with technology, like none. The previous year, I had just learned how to use a MacBook. I remember my principal showing me how to scroll on the mouse pad. Like, I had no experience with technology. And I find myself at this tech job and using software, Salesforce, which is a pretty commonly used software in companies, and it's used to track the interactions that you make with customers and also just like what you're doing day to day in the company. But this software was completely foreign to me. I'd never used computers before. I was a teacher. I didn't spend my whole day staring at computers. And I had so much anxiety about this job, so much fear, so much like, I can't do this. Like, there were so many times that I would come home crying to Paul and I was like, I'm so stupid. I can't figure this out. You know, there's people at this job that are 10 years younger than me and they know what they're doing and I can't figure this out. And I'm such an idiot. Like, why am I here? Why can't I get my life together? Just kind of like adding fuel to this fire, adding fuel to this like pity party. And I got to this point where I was like, you need to figure this out because if you're not going to go back into teaching, you're going to encounter things that you've never done before, so you're going to have to figure this out. So instead of this, Jaclyn, you're an idiot, I started saying, I don't know if it's any better. It's kind of better. I started being like, Jaclyn, you're not an idiot. You can figure this out. You figured out how to run a marathon. You figured out how to eat healthy. You can figure this out. What do you need to do? What is the actual problem that is happening here? And when I started to talk to myself kindly and like break apart what the actual problem was, it was like, okay, cool. The problem is not that you're an idiot. The problem is that all of the screens on the computer screen look very similar to you. And you are forgetting the steps that you need to take. So if that's the actual problem, the problem is that the screens look similar and you forget where to click. What is the solution to that problem? And so when I kind of like took the emotion out of it and was able to look at it objectively, it's like, oh, okay, if the problem is you keep forgetting, the solution is you need something to remind you of what to do. And that's how direction cards were born. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a direction card. This is so important if you forget the thing that you're supposed to do. If you're like, cool, I keep saying I'm going to work out, but it doesn't happen. I forget like the process, or I keep saying I'm going to eat healthy, but I keep forgetting. Or I've talked to a couple of you, if you're like, cool, I want to start a blog or I want to start a podcast, but I keep forgetting the steps and I'm not doing it because it feels so overwhelming, the direction card is going to help you. So I actually made a direction card on how to make a direction card. So the first thing that you're going to do to make a direction card is you're going to get a colorful sheet of paper. I have used direction cards to basically learn how to do all of the new things that I have been trying to figure out how to make consistent in my life. So I've used it for this blog. I have a direction card reminding me how to write a blog. I have a direction card reminding me how to upload a video to YouTube and how to upload a podcast to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all those things. I literally have direction cards for everything. And these direction cards are scaffolding to help support me until these habits become autonomous, until these habits actually become habits and they're the thing that like, yeah, my brain's like, bam, 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 we know how to do this, right? So when I was trying to figure out how to use this system, how to use this software at my old job, it's not that I was an idiot, it's just that Jaclyn, you didn't have these habits in place. You'd never done this before, right? If you're like, cool, I'm trying to eat healthy, but it's not happening, you just haven't done it before. You need a simplified system. So how to make a direction card. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to get a colorful sheet of paper. So I started with my physical therapy exercises, writing physical therapy, bam, bam, bam. Do your monster walks, do your sidewalks, do your bridges, do your clams, and like bam, bam, bam. That's my direction card for physical therapy. For everything else, I don't have colorful sheets of paper, but I specifically just make a colorful border on the edges so that it catches my eye. This sounds like a stupid detail that I'm explaining, but the reason is that you want it to catch your eye. Yes, my direction card. It's there. I don't have any other sheets of paper that I use that are colorful. I don't have any other sheets of paper that have a border. The border or the color, whatever, it helps catch your eye, so it reminds you like, yes, my directions are right there. I don't need to fret. I just need to get my direction card. So the first thing you're going to do to make a direction card is get your paper. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to think about the big thing that you're trying to accomplish, okay? The big thing. You're like, cool, I want to lose weight, or I want to learn to run. What is the big thing that you're trying to accomplish? The next thing that you're going to do is think about one medium action that you need to repeat to get there, okay? So like for me, working at that job, it's like, cool, I need to know where to click. Okay, what is the first step? Click in the top left corner where it says blah, blah, blah. The next step, right? So this is what you're going to write down. What's the first step? What's the second step? Third step, however many steps you need, and you're going to write that down on your direction card. And the last thing, this is for yourself, what do you need to believe about yourself and say to yourself? This is a big thing. This is a big thing. If you don't change your beliefs and your thoughts about yourself, you're probably just going to throw the direction card out and not even use it and just be like, I knew I was a failure. I knew I was a failure. I can't do anything right. Great. If those are your thoughts and beliefs, then yeah, you just like throw everything to shreds and you're like, I can't do anything. And you stay in that place. You stay in that sulking place, that like not living life the way that you want. So the thoughts that I had to change about myself at my old job was like, Jaclyn, you're not an idiot. You can figure this out. You can figure this out. And guess what? Once I started to implement the direction card and I started to figure things out, it's like, oh, okay. Actually, like you just created evidence that you're someone who can figure this out. The funny thing is that tech job that I had in downtown Chicago was difficult for me. I did not get the highest reviews. I was not the top person that they hired. But when I went to my next job in Atlanta at a similar tech company, I remember my manager distinctly saying, Jaclyn, you're a quick learner. And I was like, that is effing hilarious because I'm not a quick learner. The only reason I know how to do this stuff is because I have already racked up the reps at my last job and I've already modified my thoughts and beliefs about myself that I can learn to do something new. I can implement a system. I can figure out the steps. I know how to learn something. I figured out how to learn how my brain works, how brains work. I figured this out. So the next time I went to a new job, it wasn't as difficult because I believed about myself that I can learn how to do something new. And that's really how I've done everything. Like, I didn't know how to write a blog. I didn't know how to record YouTube videos. I didn't know how to upload a podcast. I figured out all of these things with my direction cards. Okay. So, this one. Oh yeah, I have that. I have lots. Okay, so let's pretend that you want to lose weight. That's the big thing that you're working on. So I'm going to put here on the outer edge, actually, not just that you want to lose weight, but you want to be at a healthy weight. Okay, so let's assume that the big thing that you're working on is being at a healthy weight. Great. Someone who's at a healthy weight, what do they do? What is the medium action that person takes? Someone who is at a healthy weight consistently eats. They eat consistently. Throughout the day, they have their meal times, and also what they put on their plate is pretty consistent. So I have like eat consistently. That's the medium action. So bam, 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 let's go through. So someone who is at a healthy weight consistently eats their breakfast. They consistently eat their lunch. Maybe they have a snack. Maybe they have a dinner, but they eat pretty consistently. They don't skip meals. They're not super emotional eaters. They eat pretty consistently. Okay, so someone who eats consistently, let's put for lunch. Step one. I need to, in order to be at a healthy weight, I need to eat consistently. In order to eat consistently, I need to block time off on my calendar so that I actually take time to eat lunch. Number two, let's pretend I'm working from home. I need to walk to my kitchen. 3, I need to open the fridge and I need to grab some plants. 4, I need to grab some protein. 5, I need to grab some fun processed food so that I'm not just eating kale and chicken breasts and being upset about this meal. 6, I need to grab plenty of water so that I'm not just eating food, but I'm hydrating myself. 7, I need to grab my plate and go sit down and eat it without my phone. So someone who consistently eats, maybe those are the steps that they do. I don't like using the word intuitive. I hate that word because I feel like nothing really came intuitive to me, and I had to learn everything. But from the outside, it probably looks like I intuitively know how to do this. No, this was not intuitive in the beginning. This was learned, and it was practiced, and it became permanent. But someone who is at a healthy weight, a normal weight, I lost weight probably about 5 years ago and kind of have kept the same normal healthy weight. Now I eat consistently. I did not used to eat consistently. I used to skip meals. I used to diet. I used to do crappy things. Now I eat consistently. So I'm going to go back to this one. So to be at a healthy weight, you need to eat consistently. Those are the actions that you need to take. The beliefs that you need to have about yourself. I'm someone who takes care of my body. I take care of my body. If those are your beliefs, I take care of my body, that belief is going to drive you to block time off on your calendar and actually eat lunch. And then guess what? You get that external result, the result that you want. You're at healthy weight, right? So that is how to make a direction card and how to use it. Remember, get your colorful sheet of paper. Write out your steps. And then the last thing is put this in an obvious place. Like if you just put this in a binder, you put this in a journal and you close it up and you don't look at it, it's not going to do anything. This is scaffolding. You are meant to be able to look at this. I actually, sometimes I will laminate it so that I can go through and cross it off. So I'm like, bam, I did that, bam, I did that. And then I just wipe it off. Sometimes I don't. There's other things that I don't laminate. So if you don't do this, you're going to continue to be that person who easily forgets or puts themselves down, that person that doesn't make time for themselves. You're not going to create the results that you want. You're not going to create the life that you want. If you just think no, I just got to buy this new program, I'm not going to work on these things that she's talking about, you're going to find yourself in the same place year after year after year, repeating the same life, the same year over and over and calling that your life. And it's not fun. I did it for 25 years. I'll tell you, it's not fun. If you do this, if you do write out your direction card and implement it day to day, you get to create evidence that you are becoming that person that you want to be. You get to create evidence that you're living the life that you want. And then what does that do? That fuels you okay, cool, this is working. All right. My business coach, Jaclyn, calls it the confidence loop. You get to see this is working. I want to do more of this. This feels really good. And then you get to expand and it moves into other areas of your life. But I'm telling you, just start with one. You don't need to make 12 direction cards. Just start with one thing and do that for a week and see the reps, see the results. You can use the 365 habit tracker to show yourself that you are actually following through with this plan that you created for yourself. All right, enjoy your pizza and plants. Enjoy your imperfect life. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.